what we're saying is we're looking to take something short, right? Nasdaq short right now. I'm already in a short right now on one of my accounts, so we'll see what we do here. It's about 1 hour down to the bottom, which is fine. As long as I lock my stop at break even, I'm okay with that. Looks like we're bouncing off that 800 EMA on the 15-minute chart and 1-minute chart on Dow 30. So Dow 30 could eventually come back down as well. I love how the TDI and MACD are starting to decay. Alright. Looks like we're trying to see a collapse right now. Let's see. The only thing that I have to note is, like, obviously if price actually makes a higher low right there, which is, you know, it's not, I would say it's not likely, but it can happen. So, you know, since I have such a good size stop loss, I could always get out at half an hour, which is, you know, it saves me some money. So in the long term, I could use that money for the next trade. But let's see if price actually tries to collapse right now. Because usually with these particular setups, you want to see like a fast push down, or like a breakout toward the upside. If I'm not seeing that, then it's probably not wanting to, like, sellers are not trying to take control right now. Retest. Let's see what we do with this retest. Alright, I got out on one of my positions, so I'll just enter it again. If we break below, just so I can save me a little bit of money. I'm not looking to, I'm not gonna lose. If I'm gonna lose on this trade, I'm losing small. Dow 30 is falling right now, so we'll see if Nasdaq falls right now. trying to see where my platform's at. Alright, Dow 30 is failing right now, so we'll see if Nasdaq wants to fail, continue going down, excuse me. It's a little bit choppy. Something I don't really like to see on the open. But we'll see. Okay, Dow 30 right now is falling down right now. Just broke toward the 50. I'm gonna be so disappointed if Nasdaq was actually the one that Nasdaq is actually the one that actually what is it called, like gives you the choppiness for the day, and then Dow 30 gives you the momentum, just like what happened on Friday, where you know, I made money, but you know, on Nasdaq I could have made so much more money if I focused on it a little bit more. Okay, we're failing right now. Okay, now we're trying to fall right now. Retest, and then it should fall down right there. Yep. Alright, we're at break even in one of our positions right now. Nice. We're at break even on two of our positions right now. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, we're about to take P on two of our positions. So with these, whenever you're shorting something that's kind of weak toward the downside, you have to be careful because you'll see very big legs up like we're seeing right now, or it's pushing back up. It's something you definitely have to be careful with. Alright. Okay, look, it still looks weak right now, so I think I may continue down, but I may take a Xeno stop out. Come on, baby, continue down. Alright, we're about to take P right now, TP. So on my re-entry, I just basically entered with a short stop above here, the previous structure right over here. And then that allowed me to get a really good risk reward on that. It's bouncing off this previous low right now. I'm looking to mostly get out right now, and in most of my positions, and then I'll just keep one of my positions in my other account, and see what we do there from there. Dow is continuing to fall right now as well. And now we're seeing it bounce back up and down. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not seeing that lovely momentum, but it could be because we're already maxed ADR today, so it is what it is. Oh, I already hit TP on one of my positions already. Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like Dow is trying to bottom out right now, which Nasdaq could do so. It makes sense, honestly. We're not seeing that momentum that I like. If I'm not seeing that, then there's no point in trying to chase something. Like, this collapse was not something that I liked a lot. You know, I want to see a fast collapse. Within, literally a couple of minutes, it should reach 2R. But I understand the reasons behind this particular setup, because obviously we're already max ADR and market failed already 1.5%, 1.2, 1.3% already before market opened. So, I mean, that makes sense on why it wasn't able to continuously give us a really good kind of push down. Right now it's pushing down. Alright, okay, I just hit take P right now. Alright, I'm out on all my positions except for one right now. Maybe I was a little bit aggressive, but it is what it is. Market has been showing me to be a little bit more aggressive now. Still bouncing off that level. It's a hard day. Alright. I'm out. We're done. We're done for the day. I only need that one setup on my multiple accounts. Went a little bit too aggressive. The setup could have been definitely better. But it is what it is. I'm not going to push my luck today. And I know the market is not giving me a lot of opportunities because it looks like I really overextended, to be honest. So I think the market wants to maybe push back up. We'll see. Dow looks like it wants to continue going up. Look at Dow. You can see how Dow is trying to push back up right now. There's divergence right there, but we're not seeing that weakness that we like off the market open. So I think I got lucky on number one, looking at Nasdaq, seeing that it was weaker than Dow Jones. So, looking at that and basically taking a short because of that weakness compared to Dow. Obviously, it was it's a level 1 off the 21 EMA on the 15-minute chart. It wasn't a very I would say very big play, or a big play compared to a specific level, because we're only bouncing off the 21 EMA, so it only retraced toward a specific point, and then we're basically done to continue pushing down. But I liked how the weakness was showing me on the market open. It's the same patterns I traded literally the whole last week, where the market opens, we push back up, on a downtrend, we go toward a specific point, a specific level at a critical point, and I take that short. And you know that ended up making me money today as well. So I was ready to having that mindset of taking that loser out early if it didn't work out in my play, because I did have a big stop loss. And you know, I wouldn't say big stop loss where it's like a swing trade or a day trade, but a big enough stop loss where I could see, okay, if it goes to this point, then I know I'm wrong, and then I could basically get out. It's called a Zeno stop. So a Zeno stop out, a Zeno exit, where I'm able to know, okay, what's the whole point if there's a very good probability that this trade is going to lose? What is the whole point of keeping this trade open right now for just the hope that it may come down, when I know that, you know, it looks like the TDI wants to go up, the MACD wants to go up. You know, it's not bouncing off those levels. Like on my particular systems and setups, you'll know whenever you're right and wrong because of how, whenever you enter that trade, especially on a hot market, it literally, you'll know if you're right or wrong within a couple of minutes because how my system works, especially with indices, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to see a bigger move back up, to be honest, before I consider taking something short. I'm thinking either, I mean, it was a mean reversion off the Dow right now, so if you were interested in taking a short on Dow, since it was coming off the better level, I mean, it's definitely possible, right? But I wouldn't have a short stop loss. I would probably wait for a retest, put my stop loss like that, and I would have been up a little bit close to 1R right now. Maybe if I'm going a little bit risky, if I knew it was a retest and then a continuation toward the downside, I'd probably enter again here with my stop loss being at the high, above the 850, and putting my stop loss like that, and my entry like that. And I know that, you know, toward the lower right here, I'm getting about 2R. So I like that risk reward. So if I was gonna take this, I'm like, okay, this is my overall kind of area where I'm looking to get out. If I'm looking to basically keep a partial position, then I wouldn't look to keep a partial position in my opinion, because I don't know, the market is so overextended. Now if we're coming out of a really good size level and a good retracement back up, I'm probably gonna hold, yeah, for sure, because I know that price action has kind of mean revert already toward a specific point. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I think Dow could probably continue going down, so we'll see how Dow looks to the point. Nasdaq 100, what are we looking at? Look at Nasdaq, beautiful. So now Nasdaq, once we broke off this previous high, we're seeing some kind of momentum. Once we broke towards previous level, I started to see more momentum push back up, push back down, excuse me, which it could be a reason why, you know, buyers were basically losing interest as price action was breaking off this previous high, because maybe that was their stop loss whenever they were trying to buy it off the dip, off probably the mean revert around this section, and trying to buy it up and seeing a continuation toward the downside, but knowing that, hey, it didn't give me a continuation, so we're probably going to see maybe a reversion. This is exactly what we saw. So I like how the MACD and TDI values are right now in Nasdaq. That was our take profit. We're out 2R. Hey, I'm done for the day. You know, there's no. I went a little bit aggressive on multiple accounts, but paid off today. So, you know, we'll just come back tomorrow and do the same stuff every single day. Looking at the 1 hour chart, let's see. Yeah, I mean, bro, it's hard to tell exactly what we're gonna do. I think there's a very good potential that we could see a continuation toward the downside. I don't know. I haven't seen the market being this kind of negative in a long time. So I'm having hopes that the market actually corrects more than 10%. If the market crashes, that'll be awesome, because then I make more money when the market crashes. And you know, I'm mostly out of my stock portfolio, so because I know that a correction was coming. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that a correction was gonna come. And looking at even price patterns on the daily chart, I knew that there's specific points where, you know, I could probably make some money just buying the little dips, but I know that it's not enough money in the long term for a long-term investment. If I'm looking for a kind of a swing to investment on particular stocks like Apple and Tesla. So the only way I'll be interested in putting back into my portfolio a little bit heavily is whenever we see a market correction. So yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing literally a break toward this previous structure right over here. We broke toward that previous high, which there's a lot of orders right over here. So I can just assume people are panicking right now on what we're seeing here. And so the next level will probably be right over here. You have a little order block here. So that will be our next kind of level to look for this previous structure over here. Look at the 2 daily chart. Let's see what level we have. We have 50 right over here below the level. So not really anything before that. 1 weekly chart before the level, 21 EMA is right there. So I mean, this thing has potential, guys. I don't see any levels that I kind of know. 2-hour chart. Okay, we have the 800 EMA on the 2-hour chart, but I don't think that's going to do any difference. But that's something to note. So 800 EMA is right over here. So I mean, we could come back up and then see a good retracement back up. Key is for a good short is getting into a good price level. It's not literally selling low like I did here. This is why I don't like the idea of keeping something for a long period of time. When I know that I'm not selling high, I'm selling low at this point right over here. I want price to go toward mean reversion point towards a specific level like the 50 SMA or 50 EMA, and then I'll be more interested in a short, especially if we keep retracing on the higher time frames to a mean reversion off the higher time frames like the 1 hour, the 2 hour, the 4 hour, 50 EMA, something like that, right? Or the 21 EMA on the higher time frames too. So we'll see. And sometimes whenever the market falls, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see a mean revert until it bottoms out off a specific level. Like obviously whenever the market crashed last year, you didn't see that. Really, you see like a mean revert. Actually, I wouldn't say that. There was a lot of mean revert. Like I whenever the market was crashing, I remember taking longs and short intraday, ADR to ADR. So I shouldn't be lying. But on the daily chart, you know, most of it was like, you know, from this point it was a big drop, and then you know, we did see a bounce here. So about a couple of days we saw the market kind of push up, buyers were interested, and then the next couple of days, so it's just buyers just got destroyed right over here. But whenever you see these kind of indecision points on these wicks, like right over here, right over here, right over here, right over here, that's whenever you saw the market kind of push down, mean revert back up, push back down. So there wasn't like a clean drop like it was like right over here. This was a clean drop, or a cleaner drop than right over here, where price action just basically push all the way down. So we can note that the 200 EMA on the Nasdaq is probably a point where could be a very reasonable, because we already broke to the 50 right now. So the 200 EMA could be a very good level to look at and see maybe opportunities for stocks and portfolio wise, and you know, maybe looking for longs, maybe. Because that's exactly what we saw here. We saw buyers push off at that specific point. Now, looking at price action right now, you could see from the break of the 200 EMA to the 800 EMA how much buying pressure there was. Because investors and day traders and fucking like whatever, investors and swing traders were looking to buy, we're buying the dip very heavily right over here. So you see that buying pressure right over here. More buying pressure from the 200 EMA to the 800 EMA than the 50 to 200 EMA. So that's something to note, you know, knowing that, you know, there'll be more buying pressure as price continues going down below the 200 EMA. But that'll be a good size correction if we're able to kind of push back down. It's like 11% correction, so that'll be awesome if we were able to do that. It'll be even awesome if we kind of fell even below that, you know. Price action hasn't hit the 21 EMA, the 200 EMA, excuse me, since literally COVID. So since last year, so that would be amazing if we were able to see that. Which I even noted, like I was telling you guys in Discord, like I think that in September we could see a correction. It just made sense, logical, on basically the momentum and momentum and volume starting to pick up. Summer was a little bit choppy, but they still made highs. So I'm excited. I'm ecstatic right now. See what we do here, because the market just comes back down. I get good prices for my day trading, and then I also get good prices for my stock portfolio and my fund. And people the reason why shorting works so well on specific critical points, if you can identify it and backtest it properly, whether either be a level 1 reset off a specific level, and then entering on a critical point where there's a high probability of price action collapsing, or I would say, or trading collapsing and you may just collapse and dragon, you can make a lot of money. Because the how stocks work is basically, it's nothing like Forex, right? It's nothing like Forex. Like, whenever the market falls, actually there's fear and greed going on at that point. Millions of orders, day traders all over the world, all over the country, very fearful for their life, basically, for their money, whenever the market falls. That's just the stock market. People just, everywhere the news just goes crazy. The market falls 200 points, 100 points. They're just very, very scared of that. They're very fearful of that. And that's because, number one, a lot of people fucking invest into stocks. Like, literally, what is that? I believe like 40% or 50% of the country invests into some kind of stocks. They have their IRA accounts, their retirement accounts, and all that is invested into some particular bond to stock ratio. So whenever the market falls, there's a very good psychology aspect to it, because it's nothing like Forex. If Forex falls, who gives a fuck, right? That's just Forex. That's just currencies. It doesn't really matter. And currencies don't literally consistently drop 1 to 2% every single day. But whenever indices fall and stocks fall, it's just greed and fear, and you can take advantage of that. It feels good because you know that if you control your emotions and you know exactly the critical point in the markets, the market just falls very fast down and it comes back up. That's just easy, right? That's why my favorite, whenever the market's going down, my favorite setups is always the collapse and dragon, the level 1 reset towards short side. Just easy stuff like that, because I can make money. I can just make so much money within a couple of minutes. I can hit 2R within a couple of minutes. Now in this particular trade, not really, but I'll give it a break because it is overextended right now. So I want to look to see what we do here on this previous kind of low. But I'm excited to see what we do here. Dow Jones right now looks like it's trying to come back up, which is fine. But I'm basically done for the day. Not looking for anything else. Oh, let me show you guys my GCAD. My GCAD trade. So, guys, this is the same system that I trade every single day, right? And like, I even put the system out for you guys because I know you guys. Some people cannot some people are just extremely emotional, right? And they can't control their emotions. So that's why I put the system out for you guys, for the community members. Because if you can't handle, basically scalping or intraday trading basically on the very short time frames, then you should kind of change your trading style until you're able to do that. Now, all right, so what kind of just pisses me off just a little bit, is people who say they can't trade a particular style because it doesn't work for them. Oh, it doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. I think that's complete BS. I think every trading style works for everyone, because if you put in an algorithm with that same kind of system, obviously the algorithm will perform better, will perform very well, right? It's not that, it doesn't, it's not like it doesn't, it's not me, right? I would say it's more like it's because of your psychology, where maybe it's not in your trading style, where you're a very kind of hands-on person on the charts, where you're constantly watching the charts. I wasn't like that before I started day trading, right? I was literally a swing trader for like 2 or 3 years before I went into day trading. before all that. And so, it was hard for me in the beginning to get into scalping, get into day trading because of the emotional aspect that came behind it. But I was able to do that with just consistency, right? It was hard for me in the beginning, actually very hard for me in the beginning, because I wasn't used to that. Like I wasn't used to looking at the charts for hours. I was used to looking at the charts for maybe an hour and then placing my swing trade or whatever. So I think anyone could be a scalper, honestly. I think the biggest kind of, I would say the biggest kind of, the biggest like setback behind is yourself. The biggest setback is 100% yourself, because you're the person behind that screen making the decisions, right? It's all up to you. It's not up to me, even though I'm a mentor or whatever. I'm there to help you. It's not up to me to execute it properly, right? It's up to you. And that's why, I have this mentorship going on where accountability is really important, but at the same time, at the end of the day, I'm not the one making decisions, you are. So if you're actually taking it seriously and you're actually taking this trading stuff as a profession, then you should know that, all right, I'm not going to break my rules. I'm not going to be overly emotional, and learn how to cope with that. Because I wasn't born with like an emotional switch where I could turn it on and off, right? I'm so emotional as fuck. So I learned through hard work and through losses how to cope with that. If I could do that, then anyone can do that, right? But I understand maybe some people don't have enough time in the day or whatever. So yeah, anyway, so I created the swing system for you guys, for the people who can't really consistently, or just emotional, right? Who can't do scalping. I created this swing system for you guys. And it's nothing very, I added a little bit more parameters, and it takes the same beliefs, same principles as the mechanical level scalping system. Same level, same indicators, whatever. So yeah, so this is my GCAD trade. I took it on on Friday, and like on Friday, dude, like I was looking at it at a critical point, and I took it. I wasn't expecting that the price is gonna push so freaking far because of like, it was Friday. But on that entry, my entry literally went 1R within a couple of minutes, which is not like whenever you're trading a swing trading system. Whenever you're swing trading, it's not something you're likely to see very often. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I hit 1R and I hit my break-even point. And the trade eventually came all the way back up today to about 3.5R, which is really awesome, right? That's a very good risk-reward return, bouncing off that 4-hour Fibonacci, 4-hour order block, and then a 4-hour 50 EMA. It was also bouncing off the 30-minute 800 EMA as well. So just same levels that I'm talking about, right? So that was a nice trade. That's 3 times your risk that you got there, right? Even 2R, like I even got 2R from right over here. So that's a good return. Risking 1%, making 2% or 3% on that trade. It's a good return rate on that. So I'm basically out of GCAD right now. So we'll see what we do here later tomorrow, later this week on GCAD. I'm still looking for short opportunities on GU and GJ. So stay tuned for that, because I think that since market failed to come back higher on the daily chart. I like the daily chart a lot, looking at the daily chart for structure. Look how we failed basically right over here. We tried coming back up, we made a higher low kind of, and then we just failed right over here. So noting that and knowing, okay, obviously this is kind of like a double, we're saying like kind of like a double bottom right now. And I know people who are going long, and I'm like, look at the higher time frames, my dude. It could bounce off these levels. It's possible. It bounced 2 times, right? But the higher time frames are showing me to short. So I'm not going to go into an intraday counter trend kind of way and try to take it long. And now, like, it's a little bit bullish on the 4-hour, whatever. But I'm looking to short it right now. And you could have even taken a Bravo setup right over here, putting an entry off the break of all the EMAs right over here off the 50. Oops. And then putting your entry either at a specific higher low or the high right over here. And then you would have made a little bit more, about 1.4 from that high to this higher low, which I probably would have put my stop at the higher low. for a good risk reward. I would have made about 3R right there. Pretty good. So I'm looking to short on GJ and GE right now for a continuation toward the downside, toward this level right over here. So we'll see what we do there. GJ, same thing, same point. GJ and GE are literally almost, they move almost the same. Sometimes GJ is a little bit more volatile though, I'll note that. But same stuff right over here, right? Same kind of double top. So it makes sense that GJ will continue to go down. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. All right, so let's see. Nasdaq is pushing back down. All right, Dow Jones is pushing back up right now as well. So that's pretty much it. I'm in the stream right now. I'm gonna go to the gym real quick. But hope you guys learned something in this kind of live stream. I know I haven't been live streaming a lot. Number one, I've been really busy. Number two is, you know, I've been more focused on trading, to be honest, because that's honestly my passion. That's honestly how I make my income right now. Like, you know, I want to focus on that and seeing how I can make more money with trading. Because I think that for me, the only reason I'm not saying like, you know, 20K plus months, even more than $20,000 per month, it's because I'm not focused on my trading 100%. So, you know, in the next couple kind of weeks, I'm really gonna try to focus more on trading, because honestly, like, I should be making way more money right now. You know, there's no reason behind it. I definitely have the account size. I have all the knowledge and stuff like that. It's just I'm not really in the charts too much. Like, I'm only in the charts maybe a couple hours a day, and then if I'm on my office, I'm mostly looking at millions of other stuff like building systems, back testing other particular systems, and just a bunch of other stuff that goes into my other businesses. So I really got to focus more on trading. So yeah, we'll probably try to live stream a little bit more this week. So we'll see. Anyways.